Anything could happen, and if I was a Texas fan, I'd be extremely worried considering the fact this game is a night game on the road at Iowa State's home field. You don't know what's going to happen at Jack Trice Stadium under the lights at night. You just don't. And here's a fun fact for you. Check this out. I can't even believe this, but Oregon State is favored by 1 point over undefeated 10-0 Washington. What about that? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's that time of the week where we pick the games for this upcoming weekend. You know what we're going to do. It's Thursday night. We do the previews on Thursdays. Don't act brand new around here. And yeah, it's relatively simple. We're going to preview all the big-time games. Although this is arguably, it's not even arguably. This is the worst week or weekend of college football every single year, week 12. It's the week before the rival games, so normally you'll have teams like Alabama playing Chattanooga State Water Aquarium Community College and stuff like that. However, with that being said, we do have a couple big-time games, including Oregon State and Washington. I can't wait for that one. That's going to be a good one. We got some others, and I hope you can tell from the tone of my voice, I'm extremely excited to get into this video. I love previewing and predicting the games with you guys, and I love seeing what you guys say in the comment section, so let me know who you got in some of these games. You know, we like to start things out here with our 11 a.m. games first. And at 11 a.m., we'll talk about this, why not? We got Michigan up against Maryland. I said this a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. Remember when everybody was trying to tell you that Maryland was better than LSU because they was undefeated? And I tried telling everybody the only reason Maryland's undefeated is because they're in the sorry and sucky Big Ten. And ever since then, well, you see it. Maryland, they've crumbled like a cookie. Let's pull up the line for this game. Pulling it up right here. Okay, Michigan is a 19-point favorite. I'm not going to pander to you in this prediction. Maryland has no shot of winning this game whatsoever. Michigan is going to beat them. I don't know if Michigan will cover the 19 points just because of their brand and style they like to play. But Maryland is not good enough on offense, and they're especially not good enough on defense to stop Michigan or slow it down. Give me Michigan. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if Maryland does score a couple touchdowns here and there, but I say Michigan wins by 14, 17 points, something like that. It's going to be one of those games where you look at the final score, you're like, hey, Maryland gave them a tough test, but in reality, the game was never in doubt. Got Michigan in that one. Also at 11 a.m., this is interesting. We got Louisville, right? They're 9-1, number 10 in the nation, but they're an underdog. Miami's favored in this game by 1 point. What about that, Louisville? What are you going to do about that? Now, me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect. This right here, seeing you're an underdog in a game in which you shouldn't be an underdog, this should fire you up. And now that I think about it, this is arguably going to be one of the better games on Saturday. As we all know, Miami has mega quarterback problems. I guess they're going with the Emory Williams because, well, actually, to be honest with you, I don't know if he's going to be returning for this game. I have no idea, but it doesn't really play too much into my prediction for this game because I think him and Tyler Van Dyke, they're 1A, 1B. Not too big of a difference. It wasn't like Emory Williams was outstanding last week. He had a completion percentage of like, what was it, 40%? He was 8 for 23. Louisville strikes me as a team that could go in there and lose this game by 20 points or go in there and win this game by 20 points. For me, at least, I just don't know what I'm going to get out of Louisville. For example, their quarterback on the year, Plummer, he's got 16 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. I don't see this being a defensive slugfest. I think it's going to come down to whose quarterback plays better. And I'm not very confident in this prediction whatsoever, but I'm going to take Jack Plummer in Louisville. And the only reason I'm taking Louisville in this game is because I don't trust Miami, and you shouldn't. For me, at least. Maybe for you it's different, but for me, Miami's one of those teams I can't trust. Take Louisville in that one by about, I'll say 7 points. Going down the list here, why not talk about this game? You got Oklahoma and BYU. Give me Oklahoma in that one. And that is it for our 11 a.m. games. Going down to 1:30 here. Ooh, we got a top 25 matchup. We got Utah and Arizona. On the grand scheme of things, does this game mean anything for the college football playoff? No. However, it is a seemingly big game, at least if you're in the Pac-12 and whatnot. And most of y'all know my love for Arizona. I just love everything about them. The freshman quarterback, Fafita's been playing out of their mind. I mean, out of his mind. What am I talking about? The team, yeah, they're playing out of their mind. Head coach, he's done an incredible job. Give me Arizona in this one. They're hot. I'm rolling with the hot team in this one, man. Later in the season, when you get in these last 2-3 games, you gotta go with the hot teams. Moving on down here to our 2:30 game, CBS game of the week. Just playing with y'all. We've already previewed and predicted this game. So if you haven't seen that and you want to see my prediction, you can go check it out. But we do have some of our 2:30 games I do want to talk about. What about this? Iowa. I guess I gotta give them their respect. They're up to 16 now. All they do is take care of business. They play great defense. They don't score a lot of points, and they win games. I gotta respect them, guys. I can't even hate on them anymore. I can't. I gotta recognize a team when they're playing good football, and it's not pretty, but they're winning. Iowa football reminds me a lot of my golf game. Not very pretty, not going to do anything flashy, but good enough to get the job done. Illinois has had a not-so-good season. Last year was pretty good. This year, not so much. Iowa, they're a 3-point favorite. They'll probably win this game 12-10. No touchdowns, all field goals. Give me Iowa. At 2:30, Notre Dame and Wake Forest play. Don't care about that game whatsoever. Give me Notre Dame. And also at 2:30, I'm looking forward to this just because of the Dabo show. You got North Kakalaki versus Dabo Sweeney in the 6-4. Can't even believe those words are coming out of my mouth. But the 6-4 Matt, get your words right. Sorry. 6-4 Clemson Tigers. Clemson is a 6.5-point favorite, and I am not very high on this North Carolina team. Wasn't high on them heading into the season. I think Clemson wins this game. And this could be a statement game for Clemson. I could see them going out here and winning this game by 21 points. I don't think it's going to be that close, guys. I think Clemson, they beat North Carolina by about 17 or 20. At 3 o'clock, you got Little Bro State versus Minnesota. Give me Ohio State. And at 3, weird kickoffs here. At 3, you got Oregon, Arizona State. Obviously, give me Oregon. Arizona State sucks. Going on down here to our night games, got a top 25 matchup in the Big 12. We got K-State versus Kansas. I like the job that Lance Leipold has done at Kansas, but I think Kansas State is a slightly better team, and I'm just worried about the Kansas quarterback situation. I'll take K-State in this game. They are a whopping 10-point favorite. That's a lot, but I guess that has a lot to do with the quarterbacks, right? Getting that out the way, though, and moving on to our game of the week. Well, now that I think about it, let me know in the comment section. What do you think the best game is on Saturday? Georgia, Tennessee, or Washington, Oregon State? Very curious on that. I'm sure my SEC fans would say, oh, well, duh, Matt, Tennessee and Georgia, but I'm sure my Pac-12 fans and West Coast fans would say, oh, Matt, easily Washington, Oregon State. Let me know. I would say probably I'm looking forward to Washington, Oregon State a little bit more just because I expect Georgia to beat the crap out of Tennessee. And here's a fun fact for you. Check this out. I can't even believe this, but Oregon State is favored by 1 point over undefeated 10-0 Washington. What about that? That blows my mind. If I was a betting man, which I am not, I'd be eating that up. Give me Washington all day long. That's flat out crazy to me that Oregon State's favored, and I know what everybody's going to say. Well, Matt, they're the home team. I don't care. I think Washington is an overall better team. I think their offense is better, but I'd probably give the edge to Oregon State's defense, so it does make for a good matchup. But in Oregon State's last game, check this out. They put up 62 on Stanford's noggin. Thought that was pretty interesting. So do we have an offensive shootout in this game? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I could easily see a game where it's something like 42-35. I'll put it this way. I don't think you're going to see a heavyweight defensive contest. For me, at least, Washington is a tricky team to evaluate because I know how good they can play, but I also know how bad they can play. I'm going to remind some of y'all, it was only a couple weeks ago where they were losing Arizona State in the fourth quarter, 7-6, and their offense couldn't even muster up a first down. It was bad. It was really, really bad, to say the least. But then against USC, this same offense that couldn't even get a first down against Arizona State puts up 52, and last week against a really good Utah defense, they put up 35. I'm going to give Washington the benefit of the doubt and chalk up that Arizona State game too. They were playing down to their competition. It happens. They're college kids. As far as it goes for Oregon State, they've been pretty consistent all year long. They do have 2 losses, but they're not really bad losses. They lost to Arizona by 3, which is a top 25 team, and they also lost to Utah. Or my bad, Matt, what are you talking about? I said they lost to Utah. No, my apologies. They lost to Washington State 38-35. And when you look at it on paper, Oregon State, both of their losses, they lost by 3 points, a field goal. They're a couple plays away from being 10-0. Of course, we could play the what-if game all day long, but their losses weren't bad. That's the point I'm trying to get across here. Who's got the better quarterback in this game? Well, I think most people would say Michael Penix Jr., but DJ Ugabadoogie, when he's playing up to his potential and he's playing his A-plus game, he's about as good as it gets, really. But here's the problem with that. With DJ Ugabadoogie, he hasn't played his A-plus game all throughout his career. It's really up and down for him. Sometimes he looks really good. Sometimes he looks really bad. You don't know what you're going to get. On paper, at least, he looks good. 20 touchdowns, over 2,000 passing yards to only 4 interceptions. Michael Penix Jr., we know how good he is. He's a Heisman candidate. I would give the edge to Washington on quarterback play, but this is something that I'm looking forward to the most. The running backs in this game. Dylan Johnson has turned it on for Washington in the past couple of weeks, and Oregon State's running back, Damian Martinez, I think he's arguably one of the best running backs in the nation. He has over 1,000 yards. Damian Martinez is a workhorse. They'll run the ball. They've done it this year. They'll run the ball 30 times if you can't stop them. Look out for that. Obviously, Washington has the best wide receiver in this game. You know his name. Odunze. Dude's a flat-out monster. What's the X factor in this game, though? I think a lot of people would say whichever defense gets more stops, but I disagree. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you get a couple of stops or even an interception or a fumble here and there. you're going to have to score points. Michael Penix Jr. could throw 2 interceptions in this game, and Washington's still probably going to put up 30 points. So it comes down to this for me. Whichever offense is more consistent and more fluent, whatever you want to call it, they're going to win this game. The better offense in this game wins, and I want to pick the upset in Oregon State, but my gut has told me all week long to go at Washington, and that's what I'm going to do. I full on expect this to be a close, and I mean a really close game. I think Oregon State does a lot of good things. They run the ball great. DJ Ugabadoogie, he's shown he is more than capable of playing winning football, but I think Michael Penix Jr., he has a little bit too much, and they get it done. I'll say Washington wins this game 42. Washington has 42. Oregon State 38. I can't wait for that one. That one's going to be amazing. Also at 6:30, we got Florida and number 9, Mizzou. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. Give me Mizzou in that one, and I can't wait for this game because as an Alabama fan, this game is huge. Texas and Iowa State. I want to. I'm telling you right now. I want to pick the upset. Iowa State, fun fact, has beat Texas the last 4 out of 5 times at home. I'm going to say that one more time. Texas, when they played Iowa State in Iowa State's home stadium, they are 1-4 in their last 5 matchups. That's unreal. That's unheard of. Iowa State is not a monstrous powerhouse. Do not get it twisted. And you could even argue and say, at best, they are a decent football team. I have no problem with that. This year's team, though, they're sitting at 6-4, and they're not shabby. They're not bad. Granted, I'll put it out there right now, Texas should win this game. They have way more 4- and 5-star recruits. But here's the thing about Iowa State. It seems like every single year, or really every single, I'd say, 1 out of 5 years, they always win a big-time game they have no business winning. Iowa State is very similar to Kansas State in my eyes. They get the most out of their 2- and 3-star recruits. Texas has way more talent in this game, and they should win this game, but I'm going to remind some of y'all, it's college football. Anything can happen, and if I was a Texas fan, I'd be extremely worried considering the fact this game is a night game on the road at Iowa State's home field. You don't know what's going to happen at Jack Trice Stadium under the lights at night. You just don't. Ames, Iowa at night, it's upset central, and I can't emphasize that enough. If I was a Texas fan, I'd be worried, and if we got any Texas fans listening or watching, let me know your thoughts on this game. Extremely curious because I just want to know how you are feeling. As far as it goes for a game itself, I think Texas, they have the edge in everything. Texas has a better front 7 on defense. I think they have a better secondary, and on offense, obviously, they're better. They got Quinn Ewers and outstanding running back play and outstanding wide receivers. I think this will be a close game as well, and I wouldn't be shocked at halftime if Texas is losing like 21-14 or even 21-10, double digits. But at the end of the day, I think Quinn Ewers, he has a fire lit inside of him, and they come back, and Texas wins this game. I'm going to say Texas wins 31-28. Not so great news if you're a Bama fan, but I think Texas, they get it done. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is it for our Week 12 preview. I'm extremely curious. Let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know in the comment section, what game are you looking forward to the most? I think a lot of people are going to point towards the Georgia-Tennessee game or Washington-Oregon State, but pay attention to that Texas-Iowa State game. I'm telling you right now. I got a feeling, man. I got a feeling. We're going to see a couple upsets. It's going to be another great weekend of college football. I can't wait, man. I wish Friday would hurry up and be over. I wish it was Friday night right now, but it's not. Well, let me know your thoughts down below. But